Okay? It's one of the most simplest games to understand. So cricket, obviously, we as a nation, we are born and brought up with cricket. Everybody in his childhood has broken at least one glass, two headlights. Yeah? So we know cricket, like that. But when you go out, it has so many rules. We also sometimes get surprised with that. But football is basically an easier game. Is what was the research. So what it meant is an easier game is that in football you have a goal post. You have a goal post, right? And you have a football which has to be kicked into the goal post. Yes or no?
Yes.
What if I change the game a little? I remove the goal post. You just have to kick. What will happen?
Confusion. No interest.
I'll tell you what will happen. First you will start kicking here and there. Yes, after some time you will say football se bore ho gaya. Abhi season ball se khelte. Yes or no? Then you will say, let me use ping pong ball. Let me use that lawn tennis ball. You know why? Because I don't know what I am playing, for whom I am playing, and where this thing has actually got to go. Are you with me? Yes or no? Now let's relate the same thing to finance. Okay? Or even before I take another example, how many people have seen the Mahabharata serial? Not the new one. The new one is more of a fashion parade actually. So the old one, yeah. You remember a scene when Dronacharya asked Arjun, "कि तुमको क्या दिखता है?"
Bird's eye.
हाँ? And Arjun said, "मुझे सिर्फ पक्षी की आँख दिखती है." What if he had not seen it and just hit the arrow and it had gone to somebody else's eye? Directionless. Mahabharata would have changed a bit, no? Yes or no? So focus and goal has been given as importance right from those days. Are you with me? Yeah. So what happens here predominantly? Yeah. So what happens here predominantly? Let's relate it to finance. And there will be liabilities also. I'm not even getting into that. We calculate in a total different way. But I'm saying very basic. Now if you see, most of the people are very less insured. Because people say, अरे मरने के बाद पैसा का क्या फायदा? Whatever. Like term plans are one of the best plans today available in the market. You have onlines which are cheaper. Why people don't buy? Because people say, अच्छा मतलब पैसा मिलने के लिए मरना पड़ेगा? तो लंबा लो, चांस ज्यादा है. जबकि insurance is supposed to hopefully be till the time you retire. Correct? Medical insurance, very crucial. Like as he rightly pointed out during the questionnaire, I have one insurance by the company, which is valid for 1 year. 1 year. Tomorrow, two things can happen. Company can change its regulation, nobody stops it. You can leave the company. Assuming you have reached the age of 40, 45, sometimes getting medical insurance is also a problem. Because they will say so many exclusions, so many this, so many that. So first is risk and insurance planning from your perspective. And how to choose a medical policy if I go first to see, don't see premium, cost, whatever. Is it covering hospital next to my house? First start from that. If you get a serious ailment, you are not going to rush to Chennai because it's covering Apollo Hospital. बराबर है कि नहीं? नहीं उधर कैशलेस उधर जाएंगे. नहीं possible. घर के बाजू वाला जो forget that. If you are in Chembur and you have to come to Andheri, you're through in a serious case. So you have to understand whether it is covered. अच्छा, cover कर रहा है. हमारे family में hereditary ये disease है. वो है क्या cover हो रहा है क्या? अच्छा cover है. Okay. तो इसमें exclusion clause क्या क्या है? मैं हॉस्पिटल में एडमिट होएगा तो कितना मिलेगा? मेरे हिसाब से मैं अगर जाऊंगा तो मेरे घर के पास ये 2 हॉस्पिटल, इसमें मैं नहीं जाएगा, मैं इसमें जाएगा, तो उसमें जितना पैसा खर्चा होता है वो उसमें कवर होगा. Then you decide which product, which premium, which policy, what is the claim settling ratio, कितना claim settle करता है वो सब बात का बात. This is the first thing, right? And use online if you want to, because you might get lot of options. Right? So second is risk and insurance. Third is asset allocation and investment planning. How many people have heard of this word asset allocation? What is asset allocation?
Guidance of portfolio. Guidance of portfolios.
Excellent. He's saying diversify portfolio. मतलब थोड़ा gold में डाल दो, थोड़ा equity में डाल दो, थोड़ा इसमें डाल दो, थोड़ा उसमें डाल दो. It is like eating thali. How many people like pickles? will you have pickle for lunch, breakfast and dinner? Because you like it. For the next 30 days, only pickle.
No.
What will happen on 31st day?
Medical insurance.
Correct? I am a crazy fan of sweets, so that doesn't mean from morning to night I keep hogging chocolates. Yes or no? Yeah, like whenever I see a chocolate, I feel they call me, but can't help it. Yeah, so I have to maintain. So the fact is, we cannot do. So you need an asset allocation. Now this is where most people have problems because we don't do proper asset allocation. We run behind. आजकल नया क्या चल रहा है? We are not going to hotel to eat food. ताजी में क्या है? अभी गोल्ड बढ़ रहा है. चलो. अभी गोल्ड अच्छा नहीं किया है. डॉलर कितना इंक्रीज आ रहा है? चलो. 2007 everybody was saying equity market 35,000. I can see. He's still seeing. Then suddenly you will put money in equity market when the market is highest. It will fall down. Then you will say stocks सब जमता नहीं है. अपना FD भरा. State Bank 1% कम देता है, but it's a trustworthy government. वो भी कुछ उसको बुरा लगा तो फिर बोलेगा RBI बॉन्ड से तो अच्छा कुछ नहीं. And then suddenly markets will again start picking up. It will go up. He will see everybody in the train is talking about equity. Everybody in their office is talking about equity. It will go up. एकदम topmost. He will again put that. Again. Then he say equity मेरे लिए नहीं है. 1980 से यही चल रहा है. Yes or no? So asset allocation is like a thali. Now, can everybody in this room like a single thali? No. Everybody will have taste. Here, all of you will have different goals, different risk-taking ability, different relationship with money. Is what a financial planner told, and Shri also told me. Relationship. Every person's relationship with money is different. For some person, it is security. For some person, it is flamboyance. For some person, it is freedom. For some person, it is a way of achieving all those things he didn't achieve in the past. For some person, it is saver. One person says, "इतना पैसा है, इतना dialysis हो सकता है." There are people, I know them. Especially in our Samiti itself, there is a person there. First thing when money comes, he will first check, इससे क्या सेवा हो सकता है. So there are people like that. So every person's relationship with money is different. And so you cannot have one thali which everybody can have. Asset allocation is very important क्योंकि आपका asset should be allocated in such a way, end of the day it should help you meet your goals. If you do all the proper asset allocation and not helping you to meet goal, doesn't happen. Now is there a formula to this? You can go to Google and type, you will get 30,000 formulas, none of them work. Why it doesn't work? Because they are talking online of a standard formula. Your age is so and so, 100 minus 8, so much be equity, so much should be debt, is what they generally say. But it doesn't work like that. When you sit with person one-to-one and understand financial planning, is when it comes across things as to how these things change. Are you with me? Yeah? And investment planning. This is the third part. After you do all this, this is the third part. Then taxation. I am not against planning in tax. I am not saying look at only that to do it. I have a simple question. Tomorrow government removes all tax deductions. Will you stop investing? No. There are so many countries in the world, like we have an EEE regime. Exempt. Paisa dalo, ATC, you will get a tax exemption. Interest on that is tax exempt. And the money when you get in your hand is tax exempt. There are so many countries which have ETT. First exemption and tax. There are places where it is TTT. Tax. No exemption. Don't these people invest? They do. Why you need to invest? I once went to a seminar recently in Pune where one boy said, I don't believe in investing. So I said, why? He says, Abhi enjoy the present, future किसने देखा है?
That's the current trend.
I said the same thing. Correct. Enjoy the present, future तुमने नहीं देखा, मैंने भी नहीं देखा. क्या होगा मालूम नहीं. So safe. Can you guarantee my job will be there? Can you guarantee my health will be perfect? I remember, it's an unfortunate incident, but when I was working for that past company, I had a client that time who was a palmist, a very successful palmist. As in, he's not very famous, but he was in that town side and making good money. And where I coaxed him to take insurance. And he said, मेरे को insurance का जरूरत नहीं है. आपका policy 75 तक की खत्म हो जाता. मैं तो 85 तक जीऊँगा. मैं बोला आपको कैसे मालूम? बता मैं सबका कुंडली पढ़ता हूँ. मेरा तो मैंने. The unfortunate part is next year I settled this claim at the age of 42 years. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So we are not God. Let's not try to be one. So we are not God. Let's not try to be one. So ensure you are properly insured. So asset allocation and investment planning, taxation planning. Obviously, as I said, it is aware. It is important. It is not important. Most of the people start their tax planning in Jan, Feb, March. Worse. Whatever you do in the last moment, you might end up making mistakes because you are doing it under pressure. Are you with me? Yeah, we will be dealing with this as well. You should actually put more effort on April rather than Jan for March. When March is actually starting, right? Retirement plan. I had a slide on this, but I didn't know about the time. When should you start planning for retirement? At any age. Start early. The day you start early. Exactly. The day you start early. Why? I'll give you an example. How many people have heard ringa roses? पक्का? मैं last time गया बहुत जन हाथ में उठाया. Ringa roses? Yeah, what is it? Can you all sing with me? Ringa roses, pocket full of roses, Asha, Busha, all fall down. You know this is a mooning song. That's why I made all of you sing it. This is a mooning song. It is ringa roses. Roses of rings are put on graveyards. It is also sung as pockets full of ashes sometimes. Hasha Busha all fall down. This song was written when there was a plague epidemic. So plague when you sneeze, Hasha Busha, it transfers to the other guy also dies. Abhi wapas jao. So what we were trying to say? Correct? So ringa. Now, why did I make a note about this? The reason is that time plague also didn't have a cure. People used to get cold pneumonia and die. Today, I want to die. He doesn't let me die. He says ventilator pe dalo. Yes or no? So, thanks to medical science, but whatever it is, I don't know about the quality of life, but the quantity of life has stretched. So today we are talking about an average mortality age of 70-75, and very soon we might be touching 80. That means what is happening? 1/3 of my life I study, 1/3 of my life I work, and almost 1/3 of my life I retire. During retirement, inflation does not stop. Retire. And income is maybe not to that extent. At the same time, certain spare parts are not in condition. Yeah, health. So it is a very crucial thing. One of the most crucial goals which you should be planning for, especially if you're youth, you have time by it. I will be talking about that. Is retirement plan. Now, retirement does not mean buying a pension plan. We'll come to that because I have not seen a single company with annuities which are beating inflation as of now, but including the NPS of the government of India. So what am I trying to say is that you make a proper plan. Whether you are using real estate for retirement, whether you are using FD for retirement, that can be worked out on one-to-one. Are you with me? But it is very crucial. Start investing for that. Next is what? Last. Finally, the wealth should come to me in my particular account. So that is where your allocation makes a difference. And for all people who have, actually there is no age, but if you are crossing 40, 45, please make your will. Right? Will is a statement which you say, after me these things should go to this person. I am not saying you need to register, it's not compulsory to register, but if you register, it is an authentication by the government. So we, in our company, we also make people, once they have crossed a particular age, we tell them start drafting their will. We make help them draft their will. It is not very clear.
That's one question on will. If you have already done the nomination,
you can always change.
It's a takeover of will.
No.
For the financial.
No. If your flat is in you have given a flat in a nominee's name. The nominee only means that when you are not there, is the caretaker of the flat. It doesn't mean it will get transferred in this will. Then if you are not written the will, it goes under the Hindu Succession Act. So even if you don't want to give it to somebody, it will go to the other.
But if it is not the property, if it is something financial.
Correct. So if somebody else contests in the court, he can still win. That is why a will is better. so powerful, it is beyond law. So like for example, we are friends. We are not blood relation. But I can give a part of my property, I won't do it, but I can give a you were smiling, so I said yeah, so we'll do it the other way around. You can also give a part of your property to me. I can give it to my servant. I can bring it to a trust. Isn't it? I feel both my sons are not taking care of me, let it go to a good place. I can do that. That is will, which is very important. I say, ज़रूरी नहीं है lawyer के पास ही जाना. You can do it yourself. Only thing, two people should sign. One should be a doctor, who says he is being of a sound mind. The person who's signing, who's as a witness who's signing, he need not even read the contents. So ऐसा मत सोचो उसके पास witness वो पढ़ लिया तो जरूरत नहीं. The law says you need not even read the contents. He just has to testify the fact that this guy has made it in proper sound mind.
The second person needs to be a doctor.
Not necessary. Two people minimum. One can be a doctor, preferably a doctor. Anyway, so we'll discuss on this.
Acha, one more thing. Should we also, is it better if there are three people signing it, if one is a doctor who says that?
Witnesses can be as many, two is compulsory.
Okay.
Yeah?
And one witness can be a doctor.
Should be a doctor, preferably. Because he says you have written in the sound mind and not by intoxication. Okay? Fine. So this is financial planning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 together. If you have only been thinking that this is financial planning, then we are not doing financial planning. We are doing only imparting of money. Are you with me? Yes or no?
Yes.
These are generally the goals which an Indian has. He wants a retirement, he has children's education, he wants to buy a car, he wants to go for a vacation, he wants to buy a house. Okay? He wants to do children's marriage. I still remember we had a discussion where there are financial planners from abroad who had come. And we said, here Indians plan for children's marriage. And he said, children's marriage? You plan? I said, do they plan your retirement? He says, no. He says, here, this is the culture. So they were surprised. So we were also surprised. There they leave money, trust money for a cat and dog. That also happens there. So we were also surprised. But the fact is, they are saying after 18 he should not know. Matlab, I don't understand. So but we do it. It's a good part of the culture. So we can't say anything. Okay? Children's marriage, paying off loans can be a goal. Yeah? Supporting a relative, which could be your own parents, or you support a relative or do something. Okay. Now, the next slide after this is one more crucial goal, which we have seen personally in financial planning in people's lives, which is making a difference. What can be a crucial goal which can make a huge difference to your financial plan? Can you think of a goal? This is purely our personal experience.
Philosophical,
Okay?
corporate social responsibility at individual level.
Okay. What else? Anybody else? So this is personally what we have seen. Supporting a social cause. Now again I will get back to what Swami has said and why it is making sense. When you are supporting a social cause, I tell you one thing. I remember when I was in my college days, I was in Sayan Badala Samiti, and we used to go building to building and say, we are holding a blood donation camp, please come. Correct? So one day I decided, why should we go and keep telling them, blood donation camp, please, right? Let's tell them the benefits. So sometimes I give the blood, I don't know whether the blood has gone to that person, whether it is going to save life, whether it is not going to save life. But one thing guarantees, you will get fresh blood. Yes or no?
Yes.
So let's look at it from a selfish perspective. There is nothing wrong, but look at it from a selfish perspective. Doing a social cause or a seva is a huge seva to your own self. You are the biggest recipient of it, not the other person. Now why I am saying this? Because I am coming from both the angles, as a financial planner as well as social cause. What we have seen in families where the social aspect is there, how it is different in their planning. Okay? Are you with me? Yeah. Now, why supporting social cause is important? How does seva, I have changed the word from social cause to seva, why is it helping? I will give you typical examples for each of them. First is helps identifying needs. Okay? We as a part of the Chembur Samiti, we go every Thursday to the Tata Cancer Hospital. Outside on the roads, we distribute food, we distribute medicines. When you actually interact with those people and you understand what problems are, your definitions of problem change. Because every desire or else is a need. Your definitions change. When you meet those people, definitions change. When you go to an orphanage and see a 15-day-old baby sitting there, your definition changes of what you are supposed to provide for your kids. Because today what is happening is whatever they are asking, they are getting. Which is also leading to a problem, which will come to about that, which we are facing in financial planning. Right? So that is the first thing. If you want to understand what is your goal, what is your need and desire, first start doing Seva for 2 months and then sit with your statement. Believe me, you will have much more clarity. Much more clarity. Right? And we have seen, and I am not just saying people who are part of this organization, people who are associated with Mukund or Cry or any NGO, they are associated, they are able to write our questionnaire and give it back immediately because they know what is need and desire. Many of the other people sometimes writes the thing and tells us, आप ही देख लो ना मेरा need और desire क्या होना चाहिए. Right? Because he is not sure. Work backwards. People who have been involved with Seva activities, 90% of the times you will find resources being short. Not money. It will be time, it will be manpower, it will be money. Correct? It gives you a phenomenal sense of understanding to work backwards. अभी इतना ही है, अभी क्या कर सकते हैं? Yes or no? This backward working automatically starts translating into your personal life. See, I am talking as a non-devotee completely today, and it's not that I am a non-devotee, I am a devotee, but I am saying, look at the logical significance of these things. It makes a huge impact in your life, which you can take it, and it can actually transform your life. So when you work backwards, you are able to do it. So all these families which we have seen are involved with, a family is involved with the social work, automatically their financial planning is in place. Because they feel, okay, इतना इन्वेस्ट करना है, ठीक है, ये कम कर देंगे, immediate ready है. कभी-कभी बाकी लोग का 8-8 महीने डिस्कशन चलता है. Which makes it important. If you want your children to be financially well planned, start getting them involved into Seva at a very early age. This is a fact. Seva is in whatever. That could be going to the National Association of Blind and writing exams for them. That is also. But still start doing it. Your financial plans will come in. Everything will be taken care of. Swami says, no, you do Seva and take care of everything. It is like that. Actually, in finance, it can be surely like that. I can vouch for it. It happens. Right? Helps grooming children, which I said. They themselves know when you, like today, I stay in a tower. Okay, sometimes tower has problems. Everybody has a tower within. So, the issue is, so उसने 2 लाख बर्थडे पर खर्चा किया, तो 4 लाख करना है, शादी जैसा बर्थडे हो. So we had my neighbor who did her son's, 5th birthday by booking a theatre, showing him a movie, showing all his friends a movie, Dabang 2 I remember, changing the posters morphed through Photoshop and putting his face in the entire theatre, taking them out for lunch to a very big restaurant, okay, coming back and giving takeaways as video games. Now the problem is not there. The problem is all those children who received video games. They went to their father and said, "Mera birthday kabhi hai?" So father said, "Tera birthday tabhi aayega jab tu kamane chalega. Tu kharcha kar, video games sabko de." Yes or no? So it helps grooming children. The word Seva is too big. Is what we have realized over a period of time. From a financial planning perspective, at 8-9 years, what I've been in this field, we are seeing this clearly. I'm talking very logically. Right? So it's a big gift. Try to take every day. So there is somebody in my samiti who is so involved into Seva. He keeps saying, Mukund, one day not doing Seva should be an exception. Doing Seva should not be an exception. Which I think, yeah? Develops patience. Now, what is this patience? This patience is the basic ingredient of financial planning. Or else you will surely mess. Because as soon as the markets fall, you will start trembling. if you have invested, and stock market is supposed to be the most logical market in this country. So 1 crore buyers and sellers are in one platform at any point of time. Still it works on emotions. Right? So 10%, 20% का difference में deals होते हैं, but it still works on emotion. We are human beings, and this patience makes a huge difference. Why it makes a huge difference? Your assets will get more, will be able to develop, will be able to give you better returns. Why I am saying that? It's like planting a tree. Plant. अभी वो उसको मैं आज पानी डाला, कल सीड, आज सीड डाला, कल पानी डाला, परसों ये फ्रूट दे, नहीं होता. It takes years. It takes years, and if I keep plucking it in between, exactly. This is what happens with all our investments. निकालते 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 फिर कुछ बचा ही नहीं. फिर then let's meet a financial planner and see what magic we can do. And then I don't have money. There's no magic. Then who's my best friend? Loans. Then I go for loans, and then loan. Then at one time you start working for 3-4 banks at one time. Yes or no?
Uncle, and a good one. Then you're left alone.
Left alone, no? Fantastic. Take loans and you're left alone. Fantastic. So these are the advantages. Now I am talking as a financial planner. If you take this up, it makes a huge difference. Some people think just writing a check is seva. No. Involving your time is seva. Because only then these transformations happen. And we are seeing this in financial planning. Correct? So it's a big word, it's a big gift which we have got. So see as much as you can capitalize on it.
Can you just repeat that work backwards thing?
Work backwards, what happens is most of the time we get involved with any seva activity, we find shortage of resources. Whether it is time, it is people, or it is money. Now what we have observed as a planner is that many people who are involved with seva, they have always had this problem faced all the time. So when this problem is faced all the time, they automatically start working कि ये करना है, अभी backwards work करते हैं, cost reduce करते हैं, कैसे करते हैं. I'll give you an instance here. There is one of the person whom I have given credit here. His name is Shri. Harsha happens to head L&T mutual fund in sales and training. Harsha was the ex-trustee of Mudanahari. Right? So Harsha said once they went to Swami and said 6,000 fees में नहीं हो रहा है. 6,000 fees में नहीं हो रहा है बच्चे का पढ़ाई. क्या करें? How much can we increase? Swami said work backwards. And he said when we actually started working backwards, we found that it is possible. And he said if you are not having money, then you come to me, I will give you money. But he said we never needed to go. Now the same person, when he sits and does his own financial planning, he will work backwards. This is my investment, these are my goals, this is the things have to be done. Let me work backwards. A full family is involved, the full family works. They efficiently manage resources far. We are not even 20%. Anyway, are you with me?
Yes.
I'll speed it up. Sorry? Are you with me? Yeah?
Yes.
This actually works. Try it out. This works. Yeah? Why we don't plan? First is, मेरे पास वक्त नहीं है. मेरे पास थोड़ा ज़्यादा है. मुझे 25 घंटा मिलता है. Is it like that? No. Then when we say we don't have time means we don't have priority. So I keep running for my office hour life. Somebody said my life is like temple run. You play temple run? You know, it's a good game. It's our life. We run, collect money, don't know where we are running. For what? If we stop, there is a King Kong behind us. Right? So life has become temple run. Yes or no? So life. I got that expression. Time poverty. Yeah? Life is not, that is not temple run. She is running behind us. Time poverty. Right? Time poverty is a problem because we think it's a problem. Do you think you cannot take 1 hour or 2 hours off in 3 months to check what is your financial status? Yes. You can. But you open the documents after 2 years, 3 years, अरे nomination गलत है. ये किसका नाम आया? one spelling mistake in your nomination and it differs from the PAN card and something happens to you, see what the nominee goes through.
I actually have a friend who has his nomination in the flat in some other name and it caused his divorce because his wife started suspecting that he's put some other's name there.
This is new to financial planning. Please check your nominations immediately.
I've seen a person with no nomination.
Ah.
Okay, and what that person wants to do, he wants to sell off and he wants to move abroad.
He will show 4 addresses. A, B, C, D. Choose. And daddy will say, this looks good, and we used to buy that. And the happiness used to be amazing. Correct? Today, I go with my wife to a very dangerous place called mall. I'll explain to you what is a mall. Mall is a place where many times you go to see a movie where the theatre is never on the ground floor. It is on the 4th floor. Lift is also transparent. देखो क्या क्या बिकता है. Correct? By the time you reach the theatre, you have 4 bags, 3 you didn't know why you bought. This is mall. Correct? Though I have been teaching her financial planning to such an extent, so we go to mall also with a goal. ये लेना है, बाहर आना है. Correct? But आजकल क्या होता है, वहाँ जाते हैं ना, देख लेंगे कुछ ना कुछ मिल जाएगा. Yes or no? And कुछ भी नहीं मिला तो खा के आएंगे. खाना और मॉल इतना बड़ा बड़ा बना है कि भूख लगता है. Yes or no? Yes. So income minus expense is becoming savings. It is becoming the balancing figure. How many commerce students here? Oh great. Whenever my balance sheet used to not tally, I always had suspense account. Correct? So this has become suspense account because in that balance sheet, yeah, we'll just finish the session and we'll talk. I get a point of a credit card account. So that is even worse. We'll come to that. So the balance sheet we also had a suspense account, and this is savings is also suspense account because it is suspense. We don't know where money is going. Yes or no? My teacher used to say suspense में क्या है? आप teacher आप देखो. So we don't know what is there in suspense. So the savings is also suspense. I need a detective to know how to save. Correct? How it should be. Why it is going like that? Because you have so many avenues to spend. This is mall, this is phones, this is cars, this is restaurants, so many things. Right? I remember going for a movie, we used to get dressed properly because it was an event. Right? Today not going to a movie is become an event. I remember going to, I stayed Chembur, so there is a theatre called IMAX Ad Labs close to my house. And I remember the first time I went there. Ticket cost देखे थोड़ा तकलीफ recover होने में time हुआ. After I recovered, I went to the canteen and I gave 100 rupees and I said popcorn and I was waiting. तो उसने बोला क्या हुआ सर? बोला change? बोला नहीं सर बराबर हो गया. तो बोला change? बोला हाँ सर वो टब लिया ना आपने? वो टब बड़ा. तो मैं बोला 100 रुपया. बोलते मेरे को भी ऐसे ही लगा. So we were just zapped. I still remember, and then I told, let's plan movies from now. 6 महीने में एक बार. Correct? Whom do you like? Shah Rukh Khan. You go for his movie, I'll go for Amir Khan. खत्म. और कुछ because इन लोग दोनों दो ही movie निकलते हैं. Yeah. So what happens? So the thing is, these are the avenues to spend. So there are too many avenues to spend. We have received a financial plan recently who says, I will have to allocate 1 lakh every year for gadgets. 1 lakh. And he, you know what he's stressing on him? He's saying it's a need, Mr. Mukund, it's not a desire. I'm okay to increase my retirement age, but I need gadgets. So I am nobody to commit its need or desire. I am saying ये avenues पहले था ही नहीं. टेलीफोन मिलने को ही 7 years लगता था. मेरे घर पे टेलीफोन आया तो पूरे बिल्डिंग को पेड़ा मिला था. अभी मोबाइल के लिए ऐसा करेगा तो पेड़े का कॉस्ट इससे ज्यादा होगा. बराबर है कि नहीं? Rearrange your priorities. Income minus saving should be expense. Now please understand, many people here in the room will say, standing in the conference room, in an AC room, speaking this is very easy. Practically it is very difficult. It is not difficult. It is easy if you know why to save for, which we go back to goals, which is needs and desire, ceiling on desire, achievement of needs. Yes or no? तो आज घर जाके फर्स्ट क्या करने का?
goals लिखने का.
And divide it into needs and this is something which I want all of you to concentrate. It's brilliant. Finance is like blood and should always be in circulation. Yeah? What happens if blood doesn't circulate?
You die.
You start. You clot. Right? So you cannot be leaving your money in one place or in an account. It has to be in circulation. See what Swami said after this. Finance likewise can be compared to a shoe, which should be neither bigger nor smaller than the size of the foot. Hence, finance should be in proportion to individuals' basic needs.
I think we are also stressing on basic needs, not needs.
Not even needs. So let's look at this from this perspective. If I know my needs, I know that finances happen, this happen, that happen, then why do I need to approach a loan? Today what is happening? Why am I taking excessive loan? Because of 2-3 reasons. One is that fellow standing at my doorstep. Sir, loan chahiye? Imagine these bankers or people who are giving loans were not there. Okay, will you go to your neighbor and take money?
No.
You will think 10 times.
Managing
अरे उससे कैसे पैसा ले?
You get actually 10 SMSs and 10 calls
Every day after putting D&D.
Sorry boss.
10 calls every day, so you say यार अभी ले ही लेता हूँ.
करूँगा क्या उसका?
इसका बेनिफिट हाँ?
लेके करूँगा क्या?
नहीं करने के लिए बहुत कुछ है. Correct? So ले ही लेता हूँ. So what is happening is this is increasing because there is no clarity. So ceiling on desires is very very important. But before that I need to know what is a. I so many times see people buying phones. Okay, you bought this phone. This is brilliant. It's got this application, that application. When tab came, I also use a tab because it's a need for me because I have to use it for my office. But I saw so many people when iPad came. They said, you know what all you can do on iPad? You can have a division. You know, you can shift a PowerPoint presentation from this slide to that slide. You can do MS Word. Then while you do Excel, you can actually convert it to a PDF and mail. All these things. So it is a brilliant thing to buy. And after 6 months, what do you do with iPad? Angry Birds. He's doing this. ये बहुत अच्छा दिखता है. Correct? Android has 1 million applications. Go for Android platform. Are you using 6 also? Right? So, somebody that day told me, you use an Android phone or an iPhone? I said Android. He said, yeah, you're not an iPhone person.
Yeah, that's the term nowadays.
iPhone person. We have a tattoo called Steve Jobs. It's crazy. So look at this. He says neither bigger nor smaller than the size of the foot. The problem is we are buying bigger shoes and trying our legs to fit into that. You will trip and fall. Swami's every statement. I was just telling somebody, love all, serve all. He keeps saying. Is it easy to love all? No. Today we are finding it difficult. Swami says it is very much our nature to love all. So he says, okay, at least serve all, I'll teach you how to love. Right? It's a corollary, no? Serve all is a corollary of love all. Understanding this itself, I think it will take us ages. Right? So, he has given us a shortcut called Seva, which you do, it automatically inculcates things. At a personal level, I can talk about this, but the fact is, each and everything which he ever mentioned has huge significance. So, let's look at that. And I am so happy to get this opportunity to talk about these things. So, finance is like that. So, always remember, before you take a loan or before you spend extra, remember the shoe. Are you with me? Yes. Concept 2. Much time do we have? Okay. Concept 2. Power of compounding. You know this story? ये दिख रहा है क्या ये? ये क्या है? Chessboard. Do you know the story?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So there was once a king, and he had a poet who had come to him and said, "I will write a poetry on you." And he wrote the poetry. The king was very happy, and the king said, "Very good. Since you have written such a good poetry, what do you want? Do you want wealth? Do you want horses? Do you want gold?" He said, "I want rice." He said, how? Rice, that's it. Well, yes. How much? He said, so those days they used to play chess. So he said 1 grain in the first chessboard, 2 in the second, 4 in the third, 8 in the fourth, 16 in the fifth. By the time we had reached the 52 slide, 52nd square, there was so much rice needed that the king had to sell his entire kingdom, step down as a king, and this guy took over. Power of compounding. When you compounding means interest pay interest, which in Gujarati you call as Chakravarti Vyaj. That is compounding. Correct? Now, I can show you hundreds of Excel sheets of people who started investing something every month for a longer period of time and made huge wealth. You know, most of these people didn't understand stock markets or investment. They just understood one thing: first of every month I have to pay. That's all. That person was disciplined. What was he? Disciplined. In financial planning, it is not that you have to be a genius. You have to be disciplined. Your finances will fall into place. When we do financial planning, we have an admin team in our company which ensures that discipline is inculcated. It keeps calling every month, getting things done and all those things. So this is power of compounding. So long term ends up doing like that. But discipline in financial life will ensure you achieve your goals. It's all about discipline. It's about discipline of income, discipline of expense, discipline of assets, discipline of liabilities, discipline of cash flow, discipline of investing, and so all the time if you are doing correctly, you will be disciplined. So what you don't have to think what will happen to the markets tomorrow, will this go up, will that go up, all you have to do is one thing, which is start early, drive safely, drive slowly, reach. Now look at this particular problem. Okay, this quote is from here. Start early. When will you start your financial planning? At the age of 65 or 66?
Age of 14 or 15. 13 or 14.
As soon as you are able to earn. Correct? What is he saying? Second? Drive. Second, drive slowly. Please understand, many of his quotes don't apply only in one perspective. They apply to a number of perspectives. This thing again. See, what is the beauty of this course? It will suddenly one day it will strike you. So till the time I made this presentation, it never struck me. One day it will strike you. This is all I wanted to know. Right? This is all I wanted to know. Now look at this. Start early. So he says start planning as early as possible. Correct? What is the second thing?
Drive slowly.
Now you know what does this drive slowly mean? So many times.
AC.
Switch off.
Please switch it.
Just 1 second, concentrate here. What is the second one he's saying?
Drive
slowly. Now let's understand this from financial planning perspective. What do you mean by drive slowly? So many times you will suddenly see fads happening. Fads is, you know what? Suddenly एक चीज का interest बढ़ गया. मैं property में डाला था, standard dialogue. इतने में लिया आज ना हो गया. Guarantee है कल भी होएगा? नहीं है. But what happens? Drive slowly. What do you mean by drive slowly? What he's trying to say here is be cautious of what you're doing. Just don't rush into something. People buy insurance policies which are 15-20 years of policy without reading. Buying an insurance policy is like marriage. You need to spend 20-25 years minimum with that. It's a long-term investment. Yes? Right? So, what am I talking about here? Drive slowly purely means take stock of things, what you're doing. The third is many people, their goals are maturing, but equity markets are performing extremely well. अभी निकालने का जरूरत नहीं, थोड़ा जाने दो और मार्केट आगे बढ़ेगा. Suddenly market एक दिन decide करता है इसका goal I will see ensure it doesn't achieve. खत्म. So the need and greed का जो basic line है ना, वो समझना बहुत जरूरी है, which is so brilliant in this quote. So whenever you decide to do anything, understand, start early, drive slowly, reach safely. This you can put this quote behind your car also, and you can use it in financial planning also. And I don't know how many walks of your life you can use this quote. Are you with me? Whenever you are feeling unnecessary investment in something because everything is going up, this is being done, please remember you are not following this. So you might not do this. Are you with me?
Yes.
Concept 3. Wealth creation happens in the long term. What is wealth? People talk about wealthy and rich. What is the difference? If I give you 500 rupees today, you will be richer by 500 rupees. You might not be wealthy.
Wealthy is long-term financial.
Wealthy is probably a time where you become financially free, where I don't need to work for money. Right? Wealth creation happens, sorry?
Money will work for you.
Money will work for you. Wealth creation happens in the long term. But what is the problem?
Patience.
There are a lot of people who give me history of Wipro shares. All this is going, I got it? No. Give me history of Wipro shares. You know story of Wipro?
Yes.
If somebody invested 10,000 rupees in 1980 in Wipro, what is his value today?
Thousands of crores. Thousands of crores.
684 crores today. 10,000 रुपये मिस किया ना?
Figure looks very big.
Huh?
Figure looks very big.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
It is a
It is.
It is. So, but the fact remains, how many people got this kind of money?
But stock selection industry, if you put the same.
So the person, there are so many people who bought Wipro, put 10,000 rupees in 1980, and then sometime became 20,000, 100% return. Let's come out.
Yeah.
Correct? Because he mixed an asset class. We'll come to that. So the most crucial thing in financial planning, if I look at it, is nothing but the fact remains we need everything as of
Yesterday.
आजकल वही चल रहा है ना 23, 24 I'll finish my education, 26 I will have a car, then I'll have a house, I'll get married by 28, 29, by 35 I need to have one more house, by 36 I have so many health problems I have to retire by 37. So who's becoming rich? Doctor. Yes or no? So there is a hurry, race. I remember my grandfather telling, पैसा जमा करने का है, अभी नहीं होगा, तो अगले जन्म में हो जाए. He was always chilled and led a very happy life. Today, अगला जन्म is 39. Yes or no? So it's running, temple run. So because of that bhagavagi, what is happening? We need everything as of. When you need everything as of yesterday, then what you are losing is patience, peace of mind, and the most important thing is don't think because you are running you will make more money. It's a complete mismatch. You might end up losing just because you are in so much time. So where Swami says, when Shama, patience disappears, disturbance sets in and there is a decline. I can change this a little bit and say there will be a decline financially. Immediately when your patience is getting lost, please understand because of what it is getting lost, is it worth it? First question. I am telling you why I am talking all this. Let's take an example of Warren Buffett. Who's Warren Buffett? He is the richest investment consultant in the world. Yeah? Owns an airline company himself, travels economy class. Donated almost his entire wealth to social work. Stays in the same house for the last 15 years, drives the same car for the last 12 years. He can buy a car company. Comes home and still makes popcorns in the evening for his wife. Has no phones at home. Has no cell phone at home. No credit card. See the correlation. This guy's needs, he'll be very happy with the dal roti. And he's the richest guy, investment consultant in the world. But head is here, donating his entire wealth to social work. That's why he's wealthy. Because he's not running behind money. So money runs behind you. The minute you start running behind money, money will say, try to catch. Yes or no? And this work, these things happen in financial planning. Patience. So last 2-3 years we told our clients, do SIP investments, ensure the markets is going this. No, don't worry, be patient. Be patient. Our goals are 8 years. Our goals are 8 years. Be patient. Today they are sitting on good returns. All what we are doing. We are talking about this end of that. Correct? The minute you lose this, it's going to hit your financial time real bad. Are you with me? Yes or no? Concept 4. Yeah, we'll try to get in time, I guess. Inflation is the big worry. What is inflation?
Inflation is rising prices.
Decline in value.
So what?
Decline value of money.
Declining value of money. Example, Sholay. Sholay. First time I saw Sholay with parents, 7 rupees ticket. Now it again released, 250 rupees ticket. 3D. First 4 showings 3D.
Oh, not the rest of them.
No. From selected scenes 3D. We thought we could see Thakur's hand. Correct? 7 rupees is 250. Money's value is decreasing. Sometimes you calculate investments, you should work out something called as an IRR, internal rate of return. What is the return I am getting? So the product might guarantee in 7% or a 6% or an 8%. What is the IRR? Sometimes it's 3%. Certain cases 2.98. Correct?
So why is there a gap between the actual rate of return and
I'll come to that. We'll have to sit for that. Okay? So I'll say whenever you ask anybody what is the return, you should ask what is the internal rate of return. Mera kya fayda is the concept, right? So inflation is the big worry today because prices are increasing terribly. Yes or no?
Yes.
But is inflation really the worry?
Capacity to
Demand. Proportionately, your income is not
Rising through inflation. What is the cost of Maruti 800 10 years back? 4 lakh?
2 lakh, 3 lakh.
1 lakh.
3. What is the cost today?
360.
Basic. Make Maruti Alto. Some other.
Alto's 360. And
Correct.
4 lakhs.
The basic
also.
one?
Basic
360. So 3 lakhs I said ex showroom price. So today you can get it at 330 also at places, which is the basic cost. Is 3 lakhs 10 years back and today 330 a huge inflation? 30,000 rupees? No. You know what is the problem? I don't want Alto today. Full drive Alto. Problem is not inflation. Problem is
Lifestyle.
today you get a 1,000 rupees mobile phone also.
Yes.
What did you buy? Which is what? 500 rupees. Correct? So my first phone was 1,500 rupees and my second phone is 10,000. My third phone on EMI is 50,000. Let's calculate inflation. Let's calculate inflation. So the problem here, if I look at normal inflation last 30 years, if I see the wholesale price index, there are two things, wholesale price and retail price. If I look at the wholesale price index, it is 8%. If I look at lifestyle inflation, it is sometimes 1000%. During our times, sending to school was the easiest decision. Ghar ke paas wala school. Today, let's decide. ICSE, CBSE,
International.
or should we look at IT? उधर स्विमिंग भी सिखाते बराबर. और फिर ऐसा जगह पे भेजेगा जब फीस ही मेरा 50% का इनकम है, ओके, उसको पिकनिक में my school was very nice. For 10 years we went to Vihar Lake and Borivali National Park. One day we entered Borivali National Park, the leopard started recognizing us. He thought they are like me only. I'm in the cage, they are in a partial cage. They always come here. Those children will try throwing the moongfali and that fellow will come running. The pune. इधर से मत डालो, थोड़े दिन बाद वो रिएक्ट करना ही छोड़ देगा. चलेगा, तू खुश होता है ना, खुश है. बराबर? We went to Borivali National Park every year. Today my friend's daughter comes and says, Papa, when do we go to Europe? Winter vacation or Diwali vacation? Why? Manish's father went. So tell Manish's father to take you. Yes or no? बराबर है कि नहीं? So what is happening today? Lifestyle. Everywhere there is lifestyle. A kid has to be overall developed. Send him to so many classes that he comes to house also like a class. He stops recognizing. How much we used to play as child? So much. Full vacation, chili, gala baithta tha every day. Correct? Today when the child stops playing, when the battery dies out, because all the play is on iPad, iPhone. Yes or no? So let's say to this, let's say to that, this is overall, this is that, this is this, this is that. So yesterday somebody said, I don't want to send to that school because there is too much pressure. On whom? The parents. This is the scenario today. So lifestyle has gone up like crazy. So it is not inflation. So if onions increase in price, you can live if you don't eat onions for 2 months. कुछ नहीं होएगा. Believe me, nothing will happen.
सात्विक बनेगा.
हाँ. सात्विक बनेगा. अरे onion price increase हो गया. This is like a client of mine came and said, stock market कितना गिर गया, I am depressed. I said, how much did you invest? नहीं मैं invest नहीं. I said, what are you depressed about, man? So he says, नहीं सब जगह सब gloomy लग रहा ना. So it is like that. There is huge cost. There is huge cost. For what? अभी picture जाने का difficult हो गया है. There are people who come and tell me, I want to go to Europe. I am taking a loan. So I said, no, loan is not advisable. No, if I don't go now, when will I go? So don't go. Who's stopping you? क्या हो जाएगा? अपना पेरेंट्स कितना बार गया यूरोप? हम लोग भी देखा यूरोप, यशराज फिल्म्स. Correct? I am okay with you going as long as you are able to understand for that goal what is the other need. So I want to go to Europe also. I want a Honda City also. I want a 1,000 square feet of flat in this area only. I don't have money. Can you do financial planning? Everything you want. Then you compromise. Okay, this is not possible. I'll go for a second hand car or I'll go for a loan model. I am okay. I am not saying any goal is right or wrong. I am saying you have the chance to prioritize. So do that. Yes or no? Because the most important killer in financial planning is not normal inflation, it is lifestyle inflation. All low cost products are still available in the market. Have you gone and checked them? I understand basic needs, milk has gone up, transportation has gone up to an extent. I understand. But because of so many other lifestyle problems, this is looking big. Yes or no? So the most important thing is lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle expenses are unwarranted and money can be channelized into more productive revenues. 1,000 rupees of saving, if invested correctly, can help you retire early, can help you build an asset, can help you probably help a social cause, can help you fund a child's education who is not so financially viable. You can do such things. You can give somebody life. 1,000 rupees a month can make a difference. But still at the end of the day, I am not having money means it has nothing to do with financial planning. It is to do with my needs, goals and desires, which is gone haywire. Now let's look at this in this context. Don't waste money. Swami has said wasting money is criminal. Now I analyze that. What is crime?
Often.
In any country, crime is something which you do because of harming somebody else. When you are wasting money, you are actually, because there is somebody who does not have a rupee. And when I am splurging on something unnecessary, what am I doing about it? I am actually denying another person getting that benefit. That is why I say it's get into saving. Because you will realize what money is. आज भी बॉम्बे के बाहर गया तो 50 रुपीस का बहुत वैल्यू है. कितने लोगों का 2-2 दिन का खाना है. So when you actually do that, you realize needs and desires very well. So I understand. I am not a spiritual expert, so I don't understand karma theory and all that. But I am telling you, logically, this makes a phenomenal difference in your life if you start doing it. Right? So don't waste money. Don't waste time. Time is even worse. If you waste money, because in financial planning, I'll come to that. The biggest resource in financial planning is not money. It is time. If you start financial planning at the age of 25, 28, you will be able to achieve far more than even putting 3 times that money at the age of 40. And you cannot rewind, no. Money you might still make. Time is gone. So the first proverb which Swami said, start early, drive slowly, reach safely. Use it in life, believe me, it will change. Don't waste food. Swami keeps saying that. Again, I analyze it in the same way. We go to a hotel many times, see the way we order. बहुत भूख लगा है. ये भी लेके आओ, वो भी लेके आओ, ये भी लेके आओ, वो भी लेके आओ, ये दे, वो दे, वो दे. उसके बाद बाप रे, अभी मैं कैसा खाएगा? Because the problem is the stomach and mind don't work in tandem. The mind is saying you're very hungry. You have something and wait for 10 minutes, your automatically hunger goes. Right? And just 150 kilometers away, there is a village which says, you guys take bath with water. We are not having water for 15 days. You are playing holy? Fantastic. My body is fully itching because I am not being able to give bath to my child also. You drink pure water? My God, you are blessed. We have been doing a water harvesting project recently. The state is bad. State is bad. Where we have seen what people go through for one glass of water. Let's look at Palasdari itself. When I first went there, forget, sometimes my mother used to say, एक glass पानी दे, आता हूँ रुक, 2 मिनट, टीवी देख रहा हूँ, आ रहा हूँ, क्या करने का? बाजू वाले रूम से नल ओपन करने. When I went to Palasdari, that is the last thing which really changed me, because people will travel a full hill on scorching heat with 10 utensils on their head at the age of 7 and 8-year-old kids going up, down, up, down, up, down and taking water. And when I went to one of the huts, the lady is offering me mango. तो I said नहीं, मेरे को नहीं चाहिए. बोले ऐसा कैसे आप मेहमान है, आपको नहीं चाहिए. मैंने बोला आपने खाया. बोला वो important नहीं है. This is a village. Okay. So if we go and serve such people, believe me, our life will come in place. Because a person who can speak like this cannot be a normal urban, person. Okay. So please don't waste that. That doesn't mean you overeat. अरे वो presentation में बोला don't eat, ये सब मैं खत्म करेंगे. I'm trying to say orderless, right?
Even in buffets, people take as if there's no tomorrow.
As there is no tomorrow. Correct. सब मिल रहा है. Yes or no? And all the dishes are as per the boy and girl who are getting married in the reception, and they don't get time to eat. They keep smiling throughout. They smile so much for 3 days, the smile doesn't go. Yes or no? Marriages itself is a great thing, no? You call 1,000 people, some will come and also tell you, याद है कौन है? भूल गया? तभी मिली थी मुझे थोड़े दिन पहले, जब तो 1 साल का था. Correct? Right? So you call 1,000 people and you are in touch with 9. Yes or no? Correct? Marriage, right? Huge expense. In my building, they sometimes celebrate Ganpati. The budget is so high. I'm sure Ganpati will feel very bad. It goes to such phenomenal amount of money, lakhs. Imagine with that lakhs, you can actually fund some 100 students' education for full year. Ganpati will come, will be most happy because of that, no? Right? Anyway, don't waste energy. Correct? One thing which I have noted personally, yesterday night, what we were doing was little silly, but not silly. Yesterday night we had not slept. because we were painting speed breakers in the night, me and Chandrasekhar. Because what happened, the speed breakers, there is no white paint, DMC is not doing it, so rickshaw comes in full flow and people are getting back problems. So we got a painter and we were painting in the night, and my wife said tomorrow is the presentation, तो Dharmakshetra presentation करके इतना दिन से सोच रहा है, sleep. I said नहीं मैं जाके आता. So 2 AM 3 AM तक we are painting speed breakers. Correct? Now people are not getting that back problem because of that. I am not feeling tired, because what I have understood in Seva is that you don't use your energy. When you do normal, you use the savings account of your account. When you are doing Seva, you are using the World Bank account. There is huge amount of money in that. So when you put your energy there, it will only increase. And same applies to your financial planning, because you will all the time be cautious, you will all the time be focused, you will be a better money manager. Are you with me? Yes. Yeah? These are all I am talking about personal experiences. It's not that I am trying to say something, but this is what I am going through every day. That's what I am trying to say. Concept 5. Achha, iska very sorry. Concept 5. Too many loans and over leveraging can be a cause of a major financial debacle. Isn't it? You need a glass of water? No. Too many loans and over leveraging can be a cause of major financial debacle. Now let's get into this. Okay? I was talking to this Harsha, who is in Budanahalli. Swami used to always say, don't go to anybody with a begging bowl. Don't say paisa chahiye trust ke. Correct? So many years the trust functioned without, and even today, we don't go out and say we need money. Swami has said you should not do it. And money comes, money just comes. It just comes. Similar thing apply in your personal life, no? If I need money, if all the time I'm going to do is take a personal loan, use a credit card, I'm not saying you have a problem using credit card, as long as you're settling it at the start of the month. You are waiting. I have received a case last week. The person is sitting on a CTC of 70 lakhs. Okay? Per month post-tax 5 lakhs. He has come to me for financial planning because he is not able to meet day-to-day expenses. Now tell me, is this money? Is money a problem?
Next time.
Domestic help is 45,000. I was ready to work. Part time तो कर ही सकता है.
Domestic help.
By expense 40,000. So I said क्या है? तो बोला हाँ वो एक और भी रख रहा है. मैं बोला वैकेंसी है. I'm okay. You'll get an MBA financial planner grooming your house. It will be financially correct. Isn't it? So if you overleave it, today what is happening? Bank is coming and saying, I will give you 80% of the property loan, 85%, 90%, 95%. तो मैं भी जितना मांगता है लेते जा रहा हूँ. Many people come and say, I don't have money to buy a house. So I said, okay. So क्यों कितना है? 1.5 crores है. मैं बोला बराबर है. प्रॉपर्टी का प्राइस इतना है. But 1.5 crores किधर है? ये एरिया में. मैं बोला थोड़ा दूर जाओ ना. वो नहीं जाने का ना. मेरे को गाड़ी लेने का है, पैसा नहीं. कौन सा गाड़ी? ऑक्टाविया, 30 lakhs. कम गाड़ी ना, उन्हें लेने का ना. I once got a client who called up and said, my goal is go on a world tour. So I said, sir, what will be the cost? He says, whatever it is, I want to go on a world tour. So I said, sir, I've just computed, if you go to Europe, you go to US and all these things together, at least with family, 25 lakhs will be the expense. I'll call you back. Then he called up and said, goal fix, Sri Lanka. बराबर. So this helps, financial planning helps. Clarity आ जाता है. बराबर. और थोड़ा कोक्स करता तो surely he would have settled for Kerala. Still saying, but Kerala is sometimes cheaper, more expensive than Sri Lanka. Right? So too many loans and leveraging can be a major cause of a financial debacle. Please, my friends, how much ever benefit you are getting, think 100 times before you are pulling a loan, and if you have taken it, ensure it's settled fast. Okay? If you take a home loan and you pay for full 20 years, you end up paying double the amount.
Much more than
Much more than double. Minimum double. Correct? So do it. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm very much for it. But understand, if I need to buy a property, 30% I can take loan. 80% you take loan, then you don't have money for anything else. And then you have problems, financial stress. Tomorrow your company suddenly comes and says, gives you a pink slip. Says from Monday, please don't continue. We love you a lot. We keep loving you. Correct? It happens. And then what will you do? All things go for a toss. Because in financial planning, there are three important pillars. First is wealth protection, which is contingency funding, life insurance, medical insurance. Second is wealth accumulation, which is investing in things which will accumulate, and reducing liability is also a part of wealth accumulation. And third is wealth distribution, which is all about getting money in the account when you need it, making your wills and all those things. All should move in standard. People directly jump to wealth accumulation sometimes and contingency funding in it. When this guy called, no, 70 lakhs, he said, which investment avenue should I invest in? So I said, what's the credit card outstanding? He says only 5 lakhs. On 5 lakhs, he's paying 46% interest. Which investment avenue every year will give you 46%? So if you settle that, it is like doing an FD of 46%, no? Yes or no? So don't get over leveraged. I'm not talking about business. If you're using the money for business and gaining higher returns, that is different. I'm talking about personal. And please understand, anybody says EMI interest is zero. Nobody, it can happen only if you're an NGO. There is no free. The processing fee itself, if you calculate, might be 18% sometimes. So anyway, coming back to that thing, Swami used to say, don't go to anybody with a begging bowl. He also told me, when in Mudanahalli, when teachers used to actually come to Parthi from Mudanahalli, when teachers used to come to Parthi from Mudanahalli, they used to sometimes come in parents' cars or something, and Swami used to be very angry. Swami said, take a local basic transport and come, because he didn't want people to get used to a lifestyle which they are not able to manage. When you buy your own car, he said, yes, you do it. But at the same time, when he comes back, he used to say this. So he told me again and again, he said he used to shout at certain professors, because he used to say, don't get used to something which you cannot continue. Then it is very dangerous. If you are used to a lifestyle at the age of 45, 50, and suddenly you have to change your lifestyle after that, it's very difficult. So be today less, tomorrow is comfortable. So don't become somebody who eats a pizza on Monday and there is no food for Tuesday, Wednesday. But ensure that you eat dal roti every day, but you have 7 days a week food. Yes or no? Who is the poorest man? He who has too much desires. Who is the richest man? He has complete satisfaction. I have clients sometimes who don't have much income, but they are financially perfectly planned, because there are not much desires. They are just focusing on needs and they are very happy. End of the day, after all this financial planning, if you are unhappy, does it make sense? What do you need? Happiness. Do it this way. Correct? Yeah. Coming to steps in financial planning. We have 15 minutes more, then 15 minutes Q&A, 5:30 will be done. This is a little crucial, just have a look. What is the first step in financial planning?
Direction.
Direction. What direction? किसके लिए invest करने का? My first slide, goal. So whether that is house, marriage, children's education, children's marriage, retirement, whatever. Be very clear. किसके लिए पैसा? Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah. But these goals are subjective and need to be quantified in monetary terms. So I am saying subjective. People say world tour. So be clear. Whether it's Sri Lanka, retirement. What is सुकून की जिंदगी? धूमधाम शादी. What does it mean? Correct? Be very sure of that. Don't first plan सादा शादी and make it धूमधाम. Then it is never ending. Right? Sometimes you see wedding for 2 days. What is the expense? It's equivalent to some years of income. Think about it before you invest. Second, understand your current financial position. Where am I right now? How do I do it? These 3 things I need to know. What is this? What is asset?
It can be a real estate, it can be a gold.
Is the house you are staying in asset?
Yes.
No. No.
We are talking about financial assets.
I am talking about the word asset. What is asset? Is the house in which you are staying an asset?
Immovable or what you owe currently.
Other than your cash and
Cash in
on which you own.
Self-occupied property where you are staying. How can it be an asset? Are you getting income?
You're using it in
Asset. Asset is something which generates income. Your second house could be an asset. But first house is not an asset. What is real estate? Real estate has problems. First and foremost, it is indivisible. Can you say I need money? पैसा नहीं है, kitchen बेच देता हूँ. नहीं होता ना? बराबर है कि नहीं? Correct? Asset is something which generates income. So we think 100 times before you buy a depreciating asset, especially cars or mobile phones, and that too on loan. Unless you are a tourist vehicle guy who's going to make money out of it. Correct? So what is an asset? Asset is something which generates income. What is a liability? A loan on a self-occupied property is a liability. Because whether your asset increases, whether your asset decreases, whatever happens, I know one thing, first of the month he'll come and say, where EMI? Yes or no? That will be a liability. Cash flow. Today you go home, see your bank statements, and most important, stress on ATM withdrawals. You will suddenly be shocked. You will be shocked. And if you are shocked, cut your ATM into 2 pieces and keep it at home. Go and withdraw with self-check.
How much is the cost?
It is not a charge. I am just saying it is so easily available cash that I keep withdrawing and spending.
Regularly what?
I remember those days, my parents and all, what they used to do is, we had envelopes. Dhobi, दूध वाला, sweeper, सब. And start of the month she used to make, and she used to tell the sweeper, 5 तारीख के बाद पूछा ना नहीं दूंगी. धोबी को बोलेगा 2 महीने का हिसाब सब लेके मत आओ. Start doing that now. Make folders. I am not saying withdraw too much money, but keep that in the folders and spend that. You know what will happen? Suddenly one day you will want to go for that extra hotel. Entertainment का slot खत्म हो जाएगा. Then you will have to remove money from grocery. So we'll eat out today, 2 days we'll fast. Good for health also.
Yes.
Yes or no? Start doing it. It makes a huge difference. Certain things which our parents did, grandparents did, it makes a lot more sense now than even it made that time. Correct? Assets, liabilities, cash flow. Then you decide the choice of product to achieve your goal. Okay? Now coming to a little bit of financial concepts. Okay, coming to a little bit of financial concepts. All the products which are available in full India or whatever you say is actually in 5 types only. Okay, what are the types? It is equity, which is investing in somebody else's business. It is debt, which is predominantly guaranteed returns, with not all the time but more or less, which will be your FDs and all that. Your provident fund. Cash, which is lying in the savings account or at home. Gold, we all know. Real estate, we all know. Now please understand, when you do portfolio allocation, you need to understand कि मेरा nature ये asset के nature के साथ match करता है या अगर मैं risk taking नहीं हूँ और पूरा पैसा equity में डाल दिया क्योंकि पैसा बढ़ रहा है तो जिंदगी भर you will suffer because you are not used to that. Correct? So now let us understand that all these assets have a behavior pattern. सब एक तरीके से सोचते हैं, उनका खुद का दिमाग है. Okay? And a purpose is attached to them. So they are just like human beings. Treat them like your friends or enemies or whatever. Treat them as your friends, and these friends have particular nature. Like for example, my nature, I love to talk. You can see that for the last 2 hours I've been talking. Right? But my Shibu's nature, if I know, is more of a silent person. Correct? But analytically is very good. Probably analytically I'm not that good. Just giving an example. So we know each one's nature. We know each one how we behave. Like that, understand the nature of the asset and then invest. Please understand, all of them have nature. What is equity? Equity is putting money in somebody's business. Once you are putting money in business, can there be a guarantee? No. If you can't have a guarantee, then how can you put in that and imagine there will be a guarantee? So what happens with most people? अरे इक्विटी ने रिटर्न नहीं दिया, इतने टाइम में एफडी में डाला होता तो इट इज लाइक सेइंग गोइंग टू होटल, इडली है नहीं है, ठीक है तो पिज्जा दो. इडली का नेक्स्ट लॉजिकल कंक्लूजन वड़ा होता है, पिज्जा नहीं है ड्राई फ्रूट मिल्क शेक. Can you compare assets? No. Please understand the purpose and then it will be clear. Debt is security, liquidity and guarantee to an extent. So sometimes emergency funding should be in an FD. Because it is guarantee, I can break it in between. Even if I am at the highest tax slab, it ends up giving me money when I want. Purpose is achieved. Don't compare that with equity. Gold, it hedges against inflation. Last 30 years, बीच में बढ़ता है कम होता है whatever. Last 30 years, वो 9% तक आता है. Real estate, to stay, do business or cultivate agricultural land is the main purpose. We say investment wise it is good. Tell me, if I buy a flat from a builder and the flat doesn't increase in value, can you go to the builder and say paisa वापस दो? No. Builder will say घर दिया ना. You put in a mutual fund and it doesn't perform, you can go to a fund manager and say, what are you doing with my money? Because the nature of the asset is supposed to generate returns. Are you with me? Yes or no? Cash to do day-to-day expenses. So that is why real estate, I am not saying there is any problem, but understand the nature. It is indivisible. Kitchen नहीं बेच सकता. It is illiquid. Monday को decide किया, Tuesday को नहीं बिकता. And it comes under capital gains. So this is a little bit of finance thing which you need to understand. But once you know whether your nature is matching with that nature, all things will be taken care of. But the most two crucial assets are and here please understand, we tell this in financial planning. Spend a decent portion of your money in education as well as spend your time resource in health. Because you know why? Both this will cause you major financial debacle later. आज हेल्थ पे तुमने आप लोग ने हाफ एन आवर 1 आवर नहीं दिया तो कल हेल्थ विल डिप्लीट ऑल द एसेट्स यू आर मेकिंग टुडे. इट हैज द पोटेंशियल. आई विल जस्ट गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. व्हेन वी गो टू सर्टेन सेवा प्लेसेस वी कम अक्रॉस पीपल हु आर वेरी वेल टू डू. वन डिजीज इन द फैमिली, finish, is on road, he doesn't have 25 rupees to go home. And we see so many such instances. Zamindars from villages where they come and they break down in front of us and they say, "Sir, एक time था जब इतने पैसे थे मेरे पास." And he comes to us and says, "Can you give me 50 rupees? I need to go back home." This is the state. We should all go home and thank God, Swami, whosoever you believe, because this asset is irreplaceable. If you calculate in monetary terms, it is more than probably what an industrialist will have. Correct? So we need to maintain it. Even to do seva, we should try to do seva rather than in 10 years become recipient of seva. ना मेरा ही हालत खराब है, मेरे को सेवा का जरूरत है. Yes or no? That's what I'm trying to say. This is health and education. Now let's look at education, what Swami has spoken about. The most precious gift of education is, just be loud, what is this?
Character.
Now I'll get a financial planning angle to this. What is character? Can somebody define character? Forget good bad. What is character?
Character is thought, word and action being the same.
Okay, so what is character? Character, I say these people are of the same character. Means what I am trying to say is these people seem to have the same ideas, same mindset, birds of the same feather. Correct? Now please understand, it has a direct correlation to your lifestyle. Now how do you build a character is through education. Now education is not just your studying education. It is your peer group. It is your spiritual education. It is the people, as Swami says, satsang is very important. What is satsang? Satsang is not attending something, keeping good company. All this, actually what we found, leads to character. Character leads to lifestyle. Lifestyle leads to good or bad management of money. So once you focus on these kinds of things, education in what way? In all ways. In your business, you need to study about your business or your work. At the same time about spirituality, about whatever, which gets you into a particular character. Character is directly related to lifestyle. And lifestyle is directly related to effective or ineffective money. What kind of work are you doing? Is it ethical? Is character. Is it a win-lose or is it a win-win? Are you with me? And this will decide that. And we are seeing this in our financial planning day in day out. We are able to slot people. इसका problem होएगा वैसे, इसका नहीं होएगा वैसे. Because basics are in place. Are you with me? He mentioned this somewhere in which I put today's youth is 3 C's. Today's youth is concerned with the first 2 C's, which is career and currency, but not. You know what will happen? If this is not focused on, this will go for a toss. Whatever you want. Whatever you want. If you are earning through wrong means, मैं इसको कुछ ना कुछ बेच दूंगा या कुछ ना कुछ कर दूंगा, उसका बेनिफिट हो ना हो, मेरे को मेरा इंसेंटिव मिल रहा है ना, वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. This will take a toll, and this is happening. At the same time, similar character. So please, like for example today, Bal Vikas is such a beautiful thing. Why? At the early age, child is taught so many things. A lot of character building exercises happens there. That's why Bal Vikas gurus are indeed to be, given a full salute. Because so many things are happening at Swami. Swami is doing so much of our work. So if you actually see it as building character, if that child gets into that frame over a period of time, things are generally taken care of. You don't have to worry. Are you with me? But please stress on this. So I am nobody to talk about character. I am not a opinion leader. I am just saying good or bad character is defined by Swami. Understand what it means. And I am saying that definitely has a direct impact on our financial management. Finally, you select a product and implement a plan. Okay, this is the 4th step. इतना सब सुनने के बाद घर पे जाके अच्छा सेशन था. गोल करते हैं ना. अभी तो साल चालू हुआ है, कर देंगे. Because what I've told you today, by the time you go home evening, you will remember 70%. In 1 week, it will be 20%. In 1 month, you will remember somebody came. After 6 months, you will meet me in Dharmakshetra and say, Sai Ram, अच्छा था वो दिन. क्या था? वो कुछ तो था ना. Financial plan. Right? Revisiting your plan from time to time is step 5. Now, what is the first slide I showed you? First clip? Swami's Darshan video?
Yeah.
How many people have gone for Darshan to Puttaparthi? Very good. How did it happen? We just walked in, Seva Dal said, Swami udhar ruke hain, jao. ऐसा हुआ? Waiting time was how much? 5 minutes? Hours. 3 minutes? Hours. अच्छा. Hours में क्या किया? बीच में तो बुक भी बंद कर दिया था. क्या किया हॉल में बैठ के? सर सोया. क्या 3 बजे उठने का आदत नहीं है ना? 3 बजे तो घर आते हैं. कभी कभी सोया और कभी कभी क्या किया जब जागे थे? तो सोचा. जब किया, मेडिटेशन करने को ट्राई किया और बहुत सेल्फ इंट्रोस्पेक्ट किया कि नहीं किया? कि क्या चल रहा है लाइफ में यार, कितना भाग रहा हूं बाहर, मोबाइल नहीं है तो कितना अच्छा लग रहा है, बुक नहीं, बाजू में कोई पहचान का बैठने के नहीं, नो स्कोप ऑफ गॉसिप. Yes, I think one of the biggest gifts of Swami to us, more than his darshan also, is waiting for his darshan.
Patience.
Because it changes you completely. You get in morning at 3:34 a.m. at Prashanti Nilayam, listening to that Suprabhadam, such an beautiful climate, and you still wait for that 7 o'clock to happen, and you see the aura around, and he just moves in. And those days he used to always be on time, right? So we used to just see that. Until that time it used to be so beautiful. I think one of the biggest gifts he has taught us is to wait. Now when you waited there without books, without pen, without anything, you self-introspected when you didn't sleep. What am I talking about this in a financial planning session? Please self-introspect your finances. Why did I invest? How much money do I need? कितना खर्चा करने का है? क्यों करने का है? कौन सा एसेट चाहिए? क्यों वो 5 प्रॉपर्टी लेने का है? क्यों ये गाड़ी चाहिए? In our financial planning parlance, we call it review. Every 6 months, our client comes to us for review, and we get back to that. These are your accounts, these are your finances, this is our goals, this is what we are doing, and we ask him what to do. But one of the biggest things in reviews is you sit and review yourself. What are you doing with your money? What are you doing with your time? What are you doing with your energy? And when you self-introspect, what we are saying is review your plan from time to time. I'm talking from a financial planning angle. I'm doing the same thing what has been told before. Review your financial life from time to time. It is the same thing. You got this? You like the session?
Yes.
I'm just coming to the takeaways of the session. First, practice sealing on desires to help you achieve your financial goals. You are not doing seva for anybody else. You are doing it for your own self. Seva helps improve financial fitness. I can vouch for this. There is no book, there is no research. I can tell. I am seeing it. First invest, then spend. First reward yourself. Chalega, be selfish. It's okay. First reward yourself. If you spend, you will always be suspense account. Most important resource in financial planning is time and not money. Start early, drive safely, drive slowly, reach safely. Wealth creation happens over the long term. Please don't take shortcuts. It will cut your desire short. Correct? If you stress too much on that, desires will eat away into needs. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yeah? Wasting money is what is crime?
Harming someone.
When you are wasting money, what are you doing? Taking loans should be the last option, especially while buying. If you buy a car and it is in a showroom, the minute it comes out of the showroom, it has lost 20%. Minute. Not a day, minute. Okay? These are certain people I want to give credit for this session. I will come to the questionnaire. Harsha, who is the sales and training head of L&T Mutual Fund, was the ex-trustee of Mudanahalli. He helped me a lot. Jayant is my colleague here, being a Parthi student. Jayant works with us as financial planner and Parthi student. He has come across with various things. Mr. Bala, who is the CEO of Birla Sun Life Mutual Fund, again helped me a lot. Mr. Aman Javeri, who is a very close friend, who is doing his doctoral research in finance in the Shri Sathya Institute of Higher Learning. These are all the people who have helped me put this presentation together. So it's not me, it is them who have to be credited for. Now I am open to questions. Anybody wants to lead? Can we start? Yes, let's start. Sir, you had some question at the start.
Yeah.
I am sorry, I couldn't answer that. I'll just come to him first. Yes, sir, tell me.
You say start with
Yeah.
setting goals first. Now, shouldn't the goals need to be revised when the situation in life changes
Definitely.
over a period of time?
Definitely.
And how often,
Every 6 months minimum, you need to review your goals, whether it is the same and things are changing. We do it in our company every 6 months.
because there would be, some...
There will be.
Yeah.
No, there will be. Let's take a simple example. Today I am a bachelor, I have X goals. Tomorrow I am married, I will have X goals. I have children, I will have Y goals. Children are married, goals will change. So it will happen. He has made a very valid statement. Goals will keep changing. No financial plan is static. It is dynamic by nature. Yes.
Brother, the focus and emphasis of the entire presentation was on conserving money what you have. The emphasis is on saving. It's
Saving,
on cutting
that is one of the things.
Yeah, it's on cutting expenditure, saving, lifestyle management.
Absolutely.
But the focus and energy is not on increasing what you earn. Don't you think the focus should be, say if I'm earning 100 rupees,
I'll come to
it
that.
should be 100 and the focus should be on earning 100 to 150.
Which is very
and
correct.
not on saving from 100. If I'm spending 75,
Correct.
make it 60. Why should I not focus on making it 150?
Which is very much possible. Which is very much possible, and that is why I explained to you that slide, which was equity, debt, real estate, cash, gold. These are the 5 assets which will make your 100, 110. Your equity can make your 100, 200. But what we are trying to say, what returns will come in each and everything. The focus is very correct. But the problem is, I can tell you put your 100% money in one asset class and it will increase your wealth 3 times. But the thing is, what the entire presentation was about is that I don't mind putting your entire money in an asset which increases it to 300, but what is more crucial is what are the things I should keep in mind before I understand about my asset allocation, and then I channelize my money into that particular asset which gives me that kind of a return. So when in case I meet up with you personally and then I discuss, okay, we can increase our money in that way, but if you come and say which is the best thing, like one person came and asked, Mukund, tell me which is the highest return giver. I said, but what is the highest return giver? I said, Mahalakshmi racecourse. Maximum return is there, no?
No, I'm saying.
Correct, no, so I'm just coming to
energy should be focused not on, say, if I'm earning this much, my energy should be focused on how can I be more productive, how can I earn more instead of saving.
Absolutely. So, but how will your productivity increase? Your productivity will increase. The start is there has to be surplus to invest.
Right.
Correct? Today most of the problems with most of the people is what? There is no surplus.
Okay.
So the first part is generate a surplus.
Okay.
Once you generate a surplus, understand your goals. Once you understand your goals, you understand asset allocation. Once you understand asset allocation, each and every asset will give you the returns what you want.
Okay.
Yeah? Yes?
Say for instance, like I am working and there is a debt that I have to give someone, I have some
Loan.
X amount, not loan, I have to pay someone. Okay, and that suddenly comes up. So if I have to manage that within my own resources, is there any way? You are not knowing it that, for instance, if I have taken.
That is why we say you should have a contingency funding which is equivalent to 6 months of your commitment, which can be used anywhere. See, basically contingency funding, I said the step number 1 is contingency funding. Contingency funding is basically keeping money in a particular deposit. The contingency could basically, the benchmark is through loss of job. Generally, he lost chale gaya job ka contingency. But if things are okay, that contingency money we can use for partially all these things also, and it is going to be recouped back into the system. So definitely first prepare contingency funding, and please remember this one time कुछ हो गया ना, वैसा one time expense भी बहुत बार होता है. अरे ये टाइम कुछ था आ गया, ये टाइम कुछ था, उसका भी provisions बना. We do that. We allocate money every month. Yeah, sure. Sure, sir. No problem.
Have you got your card?
Card. You can send me a mail. Okay, no problem.
Incidentally, I am Chandrasekhar Shadagan.
Oh,
That's my card. Okay.
okay.
You know, spoke about Chandrasekhar.
Yeah. We'll contact. Yeah.
Fine.
Thank you, sir. Sorry. So coming back to your doubt. Yeah. So first should be contingency planning, and these things happen in every plan. अरे उसको पैसे का जरूरत पड़ गया, ये पड़ गया, all that. So we use the contingency money in that. See, contingency fund is generally things which don't give very high returns, but it is very liquid. It is very liquid. मेरे को जब भी चाहिए पैसा मिल जाएगा. तो इसके लिए I cannot put too much into that also, which hampers your financial plan. Yeah.
And one more thing, say as you give the 3 steps, which include the cash flow. Say for instance, if my cash flow is disturbed, so is there any way that I can bring it on a level?
Absolutely. The best way is first review what is getting disturbed, which we do in our financial planning. Come, sit down, if you're married, sit with your spouse, understand what is going wrong, what is where, in line with your goals. Probably you are feeling it is disturbed, it might not be disturbed also, probably your goal needs that. But at the same time, if it is disturbed, you need to understand how to work. That is where prioritization comes, which helps you in your life.
How do you calculate mediclaim insurance?
How much cover you need? See, generally there is no calculation method how much to do it. But generally today what is happening is you ensure that you take something which is fitting into your particular. So once I see the lifestyle, assuming if I get admitted and I feel I will go to a Leelavati only, then work backwards. Like for example, if I am close to a particular hospital and I know these are the rates, then work backwards कि कुछ भी हुआ तो मेरे को इतना तो खर्चा होने वाला है तो इतना cover का जरूरत है. use a top-up option in medical. Take a basic and use a top-up. Top-ups are very cheap. Yeah.
What is the difference between a tax saver mutual fund and a normal mutual fund?
Tax saver mutual funds give you a tax benefit and have a lock-in of 3 years. They are called as ELSS, equity linked savings schemes. You cannot remove in less than 3 years, but they give you tax benefit.
No differentiation between them.
There will be, because those schemes will be different. So you could have, so it is similar in terms of the way they function, but the schemes, but the portfolios could be different depending upon company to company. But you will get extra benefit provided you have that ETC benefit. Sorry, we are running late on time. I just can take one last question.
Yeah, I want to know what's the difference between internal rate of return and the actual return. How are
Actually,
they two different?
okay, just to explain to you first, internal rate of return also considers the cost. So if you put 100 rupees and my thing becomes 110, so I feel it is 110% return. But many times certain products have cost. So मैं $100 80 invest हुआ. Assuming that 80 becomes 96, it is 20% return. Correct? Because I am getting 16 rupees on that. So I feel it is 20 rupees, but internal rate of return is negative because it has gone less than 100. Yeah, just Google internal rate of return, you will get it. Last question.
Same question, but not the actual return, absolute return.
Absolute return and the IRR, the difference is that assuming I put 100 rupees, it becomes 200 in 1 year, it is 100% return. But if the 100 becomes 200 in 5 years, it is 15% CAGR, which is your XR.
Which is my
XR. IRR. 100 का 200 हुआ तो लगता है 100% है, लेकिन 5 साल में हो तो 15%.
So IRR is always on a yearly basis.
Yes. Can be 6 months also, then you will have to extrapolate. Okay. Thanks a lot. You like the session?
Yes.
Okay. Practice some of these things. Yeah. At least make your goal sheet today.
So I think we need a big round of applause.
Last question. I don't know whether this is relevant to you. See, you took a section where you stressed more on conserving our desires, which we understand as per the Sai community because we have been a part and parcel of this.
No. This is generic. We tell this to all our clients, whether they are Sai community or not.
But don't you think you will be losing business if you tell your client? Maybe you can tell them to prioritize your things.
No, not at all. I've been running this business for the past 9 years successfully. Absolutely no. As a matter of fact, we have clients who have given testimonials.
They appreciate it.
It will increase.
Sir, Swami's sayings work across.
I understand.
And believe me, these things make sense at any level. And today's basic problem is too many desires. And when we tell people these things, they actually get shocked.
Yes.
That barabar hai. I tell you, in my financial planning, we give a questionnaire, ask them to make income expense sheet. They come back and they look psyched because 90% of the people don't know where expense is going. And we are talking about finance professionals. So it is important. This is the start. Once this start happens, which place to put returns and what to do, that financial planning is a 2-year process. If I start talking, I might spend 3 days. But that is the second part. The first part is foundation में ही problem है तो building गिरेगा. Which not just as a Sai community, sir, it will make everywhere. That's why go bindas and talk about Swami's quotes anywhere. It works. There's full guarantee.
So thank you, Mukund. And it was I enjoyed it very much, and I'm sure everybody did. You may have questions. You can be more than.
Hey, you can write to me.
This is his email ID. You can note it down.
Is it there on the sheet what you have to do?
Sorry?
The sheet is having some details.
No, sheet is not having details. The questionnaire doesn't have the initial question.
No, that doesn't matter.
You can note down the details. Please be, free to contact him anytime.